Dear DA, I'm looking to get a better understanding around the different Journey Builder entry sources and best use cases for them. Thanks. What are we learning today? First, we will start with reviewing the different Journey Builder entry sources and defining them. We will then review which entry sources may be the best option for different use cases. Let's begin with defining the available Journey Builder entry sources. First up, we have CloudPages. In CloudPages, you can create a smart capture form which can collect information to a data extension. Using the CloudPages form submit event, you can admit entries of this form into a journey at the time the form gets submitted. Salesforce Data. This entry event can be used to inject individuals in real time into a journey when an action is taken in Sales or Service Clouds. These actions can be creating or updating an object record. Audience entry. You can choose an audience from your Audience Studio account to admit into a journey in a batch fashion when selecting the Audience Studio entry source. Some additional entry sources. An API event will connect the journey canvas to an API call used to admit contacts into the journey. Contacts entering a journey through an API will get stored in a Marketing Cloud data extension, creating a historical log of those that have entered. And probably the most common entry event is the data extension. This allows you to link a sendable data extension to a journey entry event. Records can be pushed into the journey in a batch, or you can configure filters and/or automations to define who can enter and when to refresh entry records within the data extension.
To help you better understand journey entry events, let's turn to the beloved HGTV staple, House Hunters. But for our purposes, instead of hunting for houses, we'll be hunting for the best journey entry event based on each scenario, in the form of houses. So far in this video, we've outlined 5 different entry events. So let's match up each entry event with a house in order to visualize how we'll be choosing for the fictional company we're working for. The first option is the Data Extension House, a lovely Bel Air mansion with pool house, butler's quarters, and great 90s details. Next, we have the API House, a 2-story home on a quiet street just outside of London, perfect for a family and maybe a few owls. Then the Audience House, a colonial-style residence nestled in a quaint Chicago neighborhood. The Salesforce House is bewitching, adorned with viewing tower at the top and plenty of windows at the front of the home. The CloudPages House is last, a modest, unassuming home in warm Albuquerque, New Mexico for a modest, unassuming family.
Hi DA, I have an onboarding campaign that is already set up using a CloudPages entry form. How should I begin to pull subscribers into my onboarding journey?
This may sound obvious, but the best entry event to use is the CloudPages entry event because you already have the Cloud page created. This will allow real-time entry after the submission. This is just an easy connection since it's already in place.
We also have a survey email that is sent out asking the customer to rate a customer service rep they spoke with after a Salesforce case is closed. What would be the best way to get this group of customers into the journey and send them that survey email?
The best option would be the Salesforce Data entry event because you're making direct updates to a Salesforce object, which is just a fancy word for a database. This entry event allows that connection to trigger automatically in real time to insert contacts into a journey. Since you're already using Salesforce as a CRM tool and the data resides there, it all goes hand in hand to use that entry event.
We have a new opportunity to promote cross-channel. We want to pull in email signups who haven't downloaded our mobile app yet. How should those subscribers be entered into the journey to get the email about the app?
The best option in this case is Audience Entry Event because you're utilizing Marketing Cloud data that you've already segmented with the segment function in Audience Studio. From there, you could enter those subscribers into the journey, which will allow for that cross-channel promotion.
Okay, new scenario. What if somebody signs up on our website to receive emails and we want them entered into our welcome series in real time when the form is submitted?
Here's where we actually have 2 options. We could pick between API or data extension. Data extension could work because you could import a daily Delta file to pull those new subscribers into the welcome series. However, it would be best to use API because this would allow actual real-time entry directly from the sign-up form on the website.
Last scenario. We want to set up a re-engagement campaign to send to subscribers that haven't engaged in our emails in the last 90 days. How should I pull my audience for that re-engagement campaign?
Data extension entry event would be best because the engagement data and contact data both reside in Marketing Cloud. You also have access to pull and data views data this way. Since everything is already readily available in Marketing Cloud, this option allows you to segment the records and let those subscribers enter the journey on a recurring basis.
Let's review some top takeaways. Which entry event is best? Define the journey setup and where the data will be coming from. Will the journey run on a daily or hourly basis, or is something more real-time needed? In some use cases, there may not be only one entry option that will work. Real-time entry events can be CloudPages, Salesforce Data, and API. If a real-time entry is important or needed for your use case, look into using one of these entry events. You may need a technical contact to help with an API call setup, and there is documentation around this in more detail at help.salesforce.com. Utilizing data stored within the Marketing Cloud. There isn't always a technical contact to help bridge together the needed data elements from some of these entry events. But we do have entry event options where you can utilize data that's stored and available in the Marketing Cloud. These entry events are CloudPages, Audience, and Data Extension. Once you determine the use case and the data elements needed for the journey, one of these options may be ideal and won't require an advanced technical contact. Thanks for joining. Give us a like, and for more quick tips, subscribe to our channel below.